agenda. I know it's been revised. We've had a few things drop in on us, so we'll just kind of go through, work through what we can work through. And I know last on the agenda is kind of review solid waste and debt services and things like that. I'm not sure how much, this is a pretty aggressive agenda. I'm not sure how much of it we'll get through, but we'll work until 6:30 or whatever it is. And then we'll go to the commission meeting. First item that was on the agenda was transfers. Part of that was in your packet, just the one. And that was transferring from fund balance $100,000 to senior citizens contributions and Sequatchie Haven housing funding project. And I'll yield the floor to Mr. Cartwright. We'll kind of explain this, and we may have to call for the 5-day rule because there's been some updates to this. Do we need to do that first?
Sure, if you want to.
Can I make a comment before then? I mean, this
Sure.
is new guidance to the agenda posting requirements. It says now that not just the local newspaper do we have to put agendas 48 hours before a regular meeting, but it also requires us to put it on the website. It doesn't say anything about being able to waive it, 5-day rule, unless it's some dire emergency where the funds have to be moved. I mean, this is new. This came out, I know, I saw it in a newsletter last week.
Is that got a TCA code?
TCA 844-110.
Is that going to affect July 1?
What's the effective date?
I think it's already in effect.
Irregardless, I'll make a motion on the $100,000 so we can do a second and get into discussion.
Okay.
Second.
I've got one question.
Motion from Tommy,
And a second for Tom Venero.
and second from Tom Venero. All right, so let's get into the discussions.
Okay,
Okay, let me state first, back in July, I put a copy of the minutes in each of your packets. Motion was made from the Budget Committee to approve a $100,000 funding request from Sequatchie Haven Corporation for $100,000 for the housing funding project. A second was made by Jeff Mackey. Motion passed after roll call of the commission as follows. And 2, Shell and Lewandowski voted no, everybody else voted yes. So that, after talking last week to some of the commissioners, after some reflection, I reached out to CTASC, and they thought a resolution was in order to perfect this, or to amend the nonprofit charitable organization. The original amendment, which went out with last year's budget, was Resolution 805. I gave you a copy of it just here a few minutes ago, but this would be in addition to that amendment, so.
And it would be a new resolution 814, which everyone's got a copy of.
So I'll just say what I said in my email last week, and checking with CTAS, Heather Duncan. She said basically, you know, Resolution 805 was the money that we appropriated, that we budgeted for last year for, and there's this whole list in 805 of those nonprofits. We did not include Sequatchie Haven, the $100,000 in here. So in order to, basically you're appropriating more money. So this new resolution, 814, she told me is it has to, what you're basically doing is you have the same list that's here, but you're adding Sequatchie Haven in this new resolution. And what that new resolution does is then it has like the total appropriation that you're making in this budget year. It'll reflect all the organizations and the amounts, because that's essentially what you're doing, is you're adding another $100,000 to the total contributions. the way this reads right now, it looks like by this resolution, we're only having one organization, Sequatchie Haven, for 100,000.
Well,
My concern is that we do this right, because otherwise we could invalidate all these other organizations.
I think we are doing it right because CTASC, Gary Hayes, 43 years with CTASC, and a supervisor came to our office this morning and typed this resolution up. Now,
Sir, I
don't
understand
know,
that.
Heather I didn't reach out to Heather because she's
Heather,
long in getting back to me.
Heather I called last week when I had this question because I wasn't sure what to do with it. And she shopped it around with some of her colleagues, some of the budget
What
folks there. And that's what she basically said, that we have to have the whole list in here. We add Sequatchie Haven in this new resolution.
I would defer to what Gary Hayes prepared today. I'm fine with it.
He's not, he's a contract CTAS person.
I'm just saying I'm fine with it. That's all I'm saying. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, what is the emergency with doing this and getting something written from CTAS that tells us how to do this instead of all these verbals? I mean, there's no emergency with this. We have another budget meeting on the 8th of June.
It's just more, in my view, bureaucracy. More and more and more bureaucracy. I had CTAS come in, made a trip out from Athens today to get this done. If he don't know how to do it and do it right, nobody does.
Budget chair, what say you? You're the budget chair. Jeff?
I mean, I've got confidence in what Gary has done. I mean, we've worked with him for a long time. I don't necessarily know that he's steered us wrong before.
Well, and two, it's already in the minutes from last July.
Yeah.
I mean, we were clear in the minutes of what our intent was.
No, but it wasn't, the minutes voted to, and they actually asked for 75,000. That's what I voted no, because then a motion was made for 100,000. But the minutes only reflect what was approved by the commission, 100,000, but it doesn't fix the appropriation.
That's
Which
what
is
we're
what-
doing tonight, is fixing the appropriation.
So Chairman Barger,
Yes, sir.
listening to the talk back and forth, if you look at resolution 814, and I do agree with 814, on the first sentence it says this is a resolution to amend the
Yep.
nonprofit charitable organizations. If we could add to amend the nonprofit charitable organization resolution 805
That is specific to that one.
and to include the Sequatchie Haven Corporation, I think that will take care of any discrepancy. And that
In
would
the first
help us.
line,
Yes, sir.
and to include Sequatchie Haven.
Yes. And that would not impact anything that's currently already under resolution 805.
Can I ask a question here, Keith? Who owns the Sequatchie Haven?
The corporation owns it,
That's the
nonprofit, senior citizens.
Collins and Associates in Charleston, Tennessee.
No, Columns doesn't own it, no.
Well, they got
keep
ta-
the books.
Well, the tax receipts show that they own it.
No, it doesn't.
There's four that said it
They're the
is.
agent for them.
Huh.
They keep all the books. They're not the owners. Sequatchie Corporation owns it
There's a big difference between registered
since
agent and ownership.
1973.
Well, how are we getting involved in help to donate money
We
to?
covered this back in July, Chester. They
Yeah,
came
but-
to us
But you know,
with a request. You voted no, that's it.
well,
Everybody else voted yes.
yeah, what the other thing about it is, we don't own it. If another private corporation owns it, I'm just,
Nonprofit,
yeah, but how are we getting
government
involved?
subsidy.
See a donation again?
It's a donation like all the other nonprofits, contribution.
I think there's not a conflict because you're in the board.
Why would it be? I'm not getting paid.
Well, they're already done the construction
But
work.
ownership.
I
The
don't know.
board, 501, they're C4, I believe, charitable. It's the Sequatchie Haven Corporation owns.
You both voted no in July.
We
You're gonna
voted,
vote no
we
on
voted
whatever we do
no.
now.
We voted no because they came in, their representative
got
asked for
outvoted.
75,000, okay? And then somebody made a motion to give them 100,000,
That was me.
right? I remember.
150 next year.
So that's what the vote was, no for that. But my question's different here is, and I think to Chester's point, the ownership of the corporation, the board owns, my understanding, this, you know, the entity owns that property.
Yeah.
Why don't you report it to audit and see if we get a finding? Audit will take care of it if there's a concern.
It's a legal question.
Okay? I'll answer it then, 'cause I'm an attorney. Let's move on.
I think we ought to, is Jennifer coming this evening?
Chairman Barger, please move this meeting along. Either where are we going?
All right, we'll move on. We've got, Tommy suggested to change the language a little bit in this resolution 814 to say that, authorize Sequatchie County Legislative Body to make appropriation of various nonprofit organizations and amend, and to include Sequatchie Haven.
Hey, Jeff,
Yes, sir.
take this copy right here.
All right. So, Resolution 814, resolution is to amend nonprofit charitable organizations, Resolution 805 of Sequatchie County, Tennessee for the current year, beginning July 2025, ending June 30th, 2026. And then the only other section was, whereas Sequatchie County Legislative Body recognizes the various nonprofit charitable organizations providing services in Sequatchie County have a great need of funds to carry on their nonprofit organization in Resolution 805. This is amended to include $100,000 for Sequatchie Haven, this nonprofit organization. That is your proposed changes, and with that, will that be a motion? Well, I've got a motion and a second for the $100,000, right?
Yes.
This resolution is included with that.
Yes, I will amend the motion that, to approve the 100,000 and to make the changes to that. Keith, does that sound okay to you?
Yeah.
That would be my motion.
I'll second.
Second, Tom. All right, I have a motion and a second to amend the resolution and to approve the $100,000 transfer. Any other questions or discussions? There being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
No,
You're not.
Committee.
I'm sorry,
Motion approved.
that's sleep.
All right,
Yeah.
and that seems to be all the transfers.
Got the highway.
Back.
That's all I had, highway may have.
Yep.
some, I don't know.
The Highway Department, that was in your packet
Make a motion to approve?
as presented.
Yes.
All right. We have a motion. Tommy,
Tom Bonero, second.
second, Tom Venero. All right. Any questions and comments on the highway departments? That's just moving dollars around in their budget, it looks like. There being none, all in favor of these transfers, say aye.
Aye.
And all opposed? Motion carries. All right. Next item that we have is CDBG, or no, you want the Griswold Park
Yeah.
maintenance bid.
Comes
Is
as
Mr. Powell here? He's chairman of the Park Committee.
He's out.
He's out. So I was at the Park Committee meeting this afternoon, and everyone has a copy of the different bids that came in. And it came as a recommendation from the Park Committee to go with Valley Dirt Movers, Brandon Dykes, at 40 per year for 3 years. That's $120K. And that was a motion, that was a recommendation from the Park Committee.
Why didn't they go with the lower bids?
There was quite a bit of discussion around
Experience.
the lower bids. The one was really experienced. The one that they decided went with has been working with the park currently and has done some work, and they were really satisfied with what he has done. So their recommendation was to go with someone that's got a little more experience with it.
This is just for mowing grass, right?
No.
What
No.
else is it?
No,
Chalking lines,
chalking.
taking the garbage off,
Soil condition.
soil
Conditioning.
conditioning,
Cleaning.
cleaning the
concession
concession
stands.
stand, hauling the trash, cleaning the restrooms,
Lots.
Not involved in that.
Dirt work.
Let me see.
yeah, dirt work, leveling the fields.
The low bid was a full-time employee of the city. A full-time employee of the city. So it's kind of like, that's a lot on a full-time employee.
You've heard the motion.
He's good, he's very
We've had a
good,
motion.
but
Second.
All right. There's, with that, Linda, there's quite a bit of
I wouldn't
Putting-
do it for $40,000.
putting up with parents and kids and making sure that those,
Dogs.
when those tournaments go on, that, I mean, there's a lot to that
Yeah.
than just mowing. But, so that was their recommendation, and I've got a second from Tom. Any other questions or discussions around going with this bid? There being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right. Next item that we had on our agenda, the CDBG bid award acceptance of additional funds. I will yield the floor to you, Mr. Cartwright, and
Yes.
we've got visitor.
We've got Brenda Pack from the Development District, also Ashley Gates from the Development District. This is a grant that we received back in 2024. Dr. Pickett, I see you out here. This is the Valley Fest grant. It was basically for the extending the walkway, paving it, propping it up, so to speak, almost a mile's worth of walking track. That's what this grant was for. By the time we got to bid, and no fault of anybody's except, I'm gonna just say it, the state dragging their feet. We're here in 26, and the bid came in $50,000 higher than the allotted funding. So not much to do about that. We had one bid. We asked for some more money, got it. Actually, I just learned this afternoon I didn't realize, I knew our contribution, our piece, it's a matching grant, was gonna go down, but I found out this afternoon that we have no match. It's actually being paid for by the state, so is that right, Brent?
Yes, yeah, so they got the additional funding, which covered Sequatchie's minimum match that was required and gave them a little additional funding in case, for contingency. So the new amendment would be $0 match and all grant money.
So we're not having to spend any money. Is anybody on this board against that?
I'll
Make a
make
motion.
a motion.
I'll second the motion.
Okay. Motion to approve. Tommy,
Brian Ruling made.
Brian Ruling?
Yes.
All right, Brian and Tommy second.
And
Okay.
actually, that motion needs to be to accept the bid, the one bid that we had.
Yeah,
And that's really what this is.
I think it's accept the funds. then-
accept the funds in the bid.
Yes, sir. Accept the funds and then accept the bid
Yeah,
at the same
that's right.
time.
Accept the funds from the state, the additional funds, then accept the bid.
We do that in one motion or two? We need two?
One.
All right.
Brian, amend your motion.
Yeah, I'll amend it, to include the one bid also.
I amend my second.
All right. All right, any discussions, questions? There being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. This is a motion to accept the bid, additional funds on the grant and the bid, the one bid that we did receive.
Keith, does this track go all the way around to the addition to the park?
It goes to the trestle, but it doesn't go into the new 8 acres because it's in a flood. Most of that
Okay.
lies in a floodplain. So
It follows the path.
It follows the path that's already there.
Right.
Okay.
It's already in gravel, but they'll have to do much more to it, but that's all.
All right.
rode by there today, and I guess there was 30 people on that walking trail, as hot as it was,
Yep.
Each a lot of use.
on a Monday.
On Monday. All right, so the next item on our agenda was the Puckett contract award, and I think that's been revised and finally printed out again for us, correct?
You should have
We
the
have a
latest.
final.
Did you guys check it out? Okay. Did you make a motion?
Oh, yeah. I make a motion. We accept the Puckett contract. Then you find them.
Put me down for something second.
Second was Frank.
And guys, I've got the performance bond too attached to that. I don't know if anybody got that or whatever. but Puckett.
Who made the motion? Joyce. I looked right at her.
Did you get this? Somebody should get it.
All right. Now that we have a motion and a second, any discussions on the Puckett contract? There being, I did have one, what was the bottom line? What is it a year?
220,000.
Oh, a year.
2,500.
2,500?
For the,
18,000
Per
something
year.
a month.
Per year?
And we did question that it not go up in the 5 years, and it stayed at 220,000.
Okay.
For the
I just want-
18,375 per month.
I just want to make a note of that so I know what we're budgeting for.
Gotcha.
All right. Any other discussions or questions? There being none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. All right, next item that we have is the Cagle Volunteer Fire Department requests a surplus of 1986 Humvee I didn't know there's any of those still around.
I think that's the last.
Motion to approve.
I second that motion.
Tommy?
Joyce second.
All right.
Is the motion to surplus, or what's the motion?
Yeah,
That's the letter, what the letter
that
says.
was the letter. I think the motion was to surplus.
Okay, so I think
Surplus
we'll-
by the county
Yeah.
and is regularly scheduled. Linda and I discussed this, there's some precedent on what we did out in your district, District 1. And is Mr. Mackey here?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was the Humvee that Winfred procured many years ago. The cost to repair it exceeds the value of the vehicle. So we had precedent from other departments for things that were given to us on a grant from the
I'd have to
county
check my
in
capital.
years past that we put those as surplus. I'm not 100% sure we even have to do this, but it covers our bases because the thing is registered and titled in the Cagle volunteer name, but it does carry government plates. So in this particular case, we didn't buy it, it was given to us on a grant, so therefore we're asking for that to be surplus. That way there's absolutely no ambiguity of this.
Yeah, the way we did this, I think, in Lewis Chapel last year is we surplused it, it was off the books, and then we donated it, and they could do whatever they want with it at that point.
Yep.
It was a two-step.
So do we need to do something else?
Well, I think their request, it does ask the county to declare it surplus. Last line says, by declaring this unit surplus, we, meaning Cagle Volunteer Fire Department, will be able to sell the vehicle and use those funds toward more suitable equipment and apparatus.
Yep,
So it says that in the letter.
yep.
Jimbo.
And that follows suit precedent of what we said with,
Yes.
with Lewis Chapel. All right, so any other questions? I have a motion and a second to surplus this Humvee. Any other discussion? There being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right. That's kind of like all the agenda stuff we will have to present for the full commission. Kind of the next couple of items while we still got, how much time we got before, we're at 5:30, oh, we got time. Is to kind of review, I've got the fire departments next. That's the donations to the fire departments, and then if we get to it, solid waste and debt service and capital projects. So, I don't know with.
What I think we could do is,
We've
what
got-
what I have here, I've got a list of all the fire departments and the paperwork they turned in. I'm gonna pass it around. This is what I looked at, what I've seen. I've reviewed this information. I'll give each of you a copy, and we'll call out one fire department at a time, and they can come and sit in my chair. And if you've got any questions, you know, come on up and we'll get that done, so.
All right.
That sounds like a,
Thank you.
Kenny was,
Do you want me to present the budget tonight, or is that,
no, that won't happen tonight.
okay, when do you want me to do that?
I've got an updated budget schedule. Let me give it to you, okay?
Okay, well, you can just send it to me tomorrow if you want.
Okay, very good. Thank you, and I'm
Okay.
sorry I didn't get
No, you're
back
fine,
with you.
thank you.
Thank you. Kenny, South End, no, you're here. Come on up. This should be everybody's in order, Linda. That's how you want to just get it. Thank you. Jill's there. Brian. Frank, I don't have a copy, so let me look up that.
All right. This is your expenses?
Yeah, from July 1st to May the 13th.
And you had 30,000, that was last year's donation.
Well, Ken, how many fire What volunteers do you have at this point? I know you picked up something you and I discussed the other day.
I got about 6 on the roster. 4 or 5 of them pretty regular. A lot of them work odd hours like everybody else.
Right. Been with us a long time, man.
I've done it for 38 years. Too long.
I will admit, he's got one that just shows up there when he wants to.
Yeah, Margaret just shows up when he wants to. So basically what comes in, you see the county donation, there's some miscellaneous donations. We got a VFET grant this year. So the VFET grant is very specific on what you ask for and what you can spend money on. So they give you $100 to buy item X, you have to buy item X. It's not, you can't spend the money. The $1,000 is from insurance payments, so like Farm Bureau is one of the ones that's pretty good about paying out if you have a structure fire. So that's where that insurance payments come from. And then fuel, I've been waiting, so we have something a little different. We have a 600-gallon tank that we have in the station. So we try to fill it up when fuel is low, but as all y'all know, fuel hasn't been low lately. But before the end of this budget year, that's gonna have to be filled up again. So 600 gallons times $5 a gallon is a huge expense. And I tried to separate the grant equipment versus just equipment that we bought. And then some of this in the building maintenance and construction was actually carryover from money last year where we had to, example, we had to get electricians to run wires to stuff, you know, that sort of stuff. You know, one of the wires was $6.82 a foot, so that's just an example of where that money went. We did some actually building maintenance upstairs in our upstairs area too. The equipment and truck testing, so that's like your pump testing, like example, and one of that in that category, just our services. I think everybody in our county uses Lee Garage, was $2,535 or something like that. Give an exact dollar, but that was just oil changes, pump services, and all that stuff that goes in that category.
Is the fire trucks, they're tested every year?
You have to be.
It's
And there's a.
it's not just a pumper, right? It's flow, it's tankers and everything, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So another thing in that item this past year, I used the same contractor as Dunlap Fire to do the ISO hose testing. And that was around $1,900 just for them. But when you're pulling 1,000 foot of 5-inch hose, you need a lot of help, a lot of hands. So these guys come in, had it done, we're gone by lunch. So that was another part of that category. And then just supplies and then miscellaneous fees. So we did the, as far as the IRS thing that's attached to us, so we did a thing where we contacted them some years ago, some 1099 didn't get turned in. So we get reapplied. It was a 582-page application. Had to spend $800 to redo that. And then as you see the date there, in 15 minutes, they come back and said everything is good. So I'm doubting they read 582 pages.
So your status is correct?
From that date, it was correct. Anybody got questions on what we spend our money on, or so things that we're gonna have to do in the near future? Our roof is horrendous. The cheapest bid I've got on it so far is about $30,000. It leaks like you've got a water hose on in there. And then some of this on the maintenance on the truck, the same guy says I'm gonna eventually have to replace the turbo. The turbo alone is $9,000. So down the road, that's stuff that I'm gonna have to,
Which truck is that?
the engine.
The engine?
He's worked on it about 6 or 8 times, and he's come to the conclusion the turbo is going bad.
And I know this, but for benefit, your fleet is, you got an engine, a tanker,
Or 2 brush trucks.
and 2 brush trucks.
Yes.
And one of one of your brush trucks can really get up and down Dawes Mountain.
It's a military truck.
Yep,
A lot of our fire calls are actually out in Dawsville.
yep. Quite a few brush fires.
So Ken, your ask for this next year is about 39,000?
No, I haven't really asked for no more than what's there, so I didn't propose another budget, so I'm just, this 30,000 is, we'll survive, you know. We're gonna just pay the bills, but that's what
That's what we do anyway.
that's what we do anyways. You know, if you want me to ask, I'll ask for $1 million, I ain't gonna get it, so. I'll come up with a bunch of new shiny fire trucks down there.
Well,
One thing that is changing in our district though, that's new to us, we've got an airport now. He's already started on his 340 homes down there that he's putting around the airport. So I found out this weekend, another guy bought Thomas Mahoney's place, and a lot of y'all know him. And he's fixing to fill it full of houses, so.
yeah. So
Some
So would
body
you-
from Brian's
for,
Fredonia Nature or something,
Yeah.
he owns that properties.
for clarity, I mean, I
Jason,
know
so-
some may know this, and Ken knows this, and Brian does, but, so South End Volunteer Fire Department, their district starts at John Birch Road, right?
Yes.
So it starts at
So
John Birch.
if you're going down Highway 28, John Birch, anything south is in South End's fire district, and it goes up to Dawes Mountain and
Marion County line.
Marion County line, and part of Lewis, or part of Signal,
Well, we follow the Cumberland Escarpment, so you know a lawyer drawed this up, so.
the
that's
Cumberland
where
Escarpment. Yeah.
our proper, our border is the Cumberland Escarpment.
Ken, have you guys looked into grants for like a new roof? Brenda, I know Brenda's here. Brenda, do you work with volunteer fire departments?
I only grants that I've had any luck getting was this VFEE grant, and
Have you
we've
worked-
got it almost every year, but it's more of, like you asked, like this year was air packs, and I got air packs. But let's say they give you $40,000 in air packs, and it takes $43,000 to pay for that.
You gotta come up with those.
You gotta come up with those.
I know Brenda's excellent with grants, and I don't know if you work with her, but might be something we could look at
Yeah,
doing.
I can definitely have a conversation with you guys.
Because right now, what we're having is we're got mold issues through the whole building because of the
We'll
leaks.
conference call each other, the three of us. We'll try to, they need a new roof and any type of equipment they can get.
Yeah, our organization, they've started really branching out with some of our grants to include, EMA type things,
Yep.
including fire departments, and even some CDBGs, they got fire equipment before.
Yeah.
So that's something new.
I know one down the road just got 125 grand with their equipment, so I'll get with the three of you.
Yeah.
on the call.
But I got 55 square miles that we covered, basically. And it is growing, and Brian can attest to this, it is growing leaps and bounds, like they're building.
There's quite a few roofs that's went in down there.
Most of your water supply is coming out of American Water?
So
or
no,
out-
I actually have
Both.
2 water systems. Tennessee American comes up to the old David's radiator,
Okay.
and Dunlap Water actually goes to that same point.
Goes
There's a
to the
crossover valve too. So all the Cartwright is Tennessee American water, and then Dunlap Water goes the other way. If you know where David's radiator shop, that's
Right,
exactly where the cutoff is. One is Dunlap Water, and then the other one's Tennessee American.
And there's actually a tie-in point right there. where
Yeah,
they-
there's a box.
Tennessee American and Dunlap connect.
So if one had to supply the other, they'd open the valve, and there's some meters and stuff there that
Yep.
pay the bills on who gets what water, so.
Got it.
So I have 2 water systems, if that makes sense.
A lot of folks are saying, well, I don't have any.
And what makes it even more difficult for him on ISO, he's got 2 water systems that have to have flow test on the fire hydrants.
On each end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you got Tennessee American, and they've been pretty receptive getting you the flow test numbers, and then we got Dunlap City that we've got to get the flow test numbers from.
Back
I am
there.
working with the ISO guy. I think everybody in Sequatchie County is getting hit this summer, according to the gentleman. I was on the phone with about 2.5 hours with him Friday, going through each line item and what we can do to improve that. And people-wise, if we can get the people where we need to be on calls, and that is just structure only, what they look at, is significantly gonna help us. I think this auditor is a complete different person. I don't know if you've dealt with him yet. Have you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but
You were mentioning the insurance claim, but that, of course, that depends on how many claims turned in,
well,
right?
and we usually get about 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10.
This one was actually Farm Bureau.
But what I was asking, I could think is when they do that, that it's like a voluntary contribution, or do they send you a stated amount?
I usually ask for $1,000
Okay.
every time. Sometimes I get 300, sometimes I get 500.
Oh,
sometimes I get
okay. Oh, that's what I'm asking. There's not any rhyme or reason to it, really. Hmm.
And
But like, just one example, like in one fire call, just because of the way the hose was laid, it got damaged, so we had to replace a hose that had to get,
Yeah.
and some of that equipment money that we spent money on. So,
appreciate it, Ken.
all right. Anybody got more questions? I'm gonna leave it. I worked hard today.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Got to find a skid steer track for about 4 hours, so tore 2 tracks off, so. Have you ever tried that? It's a lot of fun.
Who's our next victim?
Is Michael here with the rescue squad or somebody? Cindy?
You got theirs, they're all in here?
Yeah, they should be all in there.
Okay.
So obviously, going through their packet, you'll see from H&R Block, they've got the last 2 years of Form 990N. They state we do not currently have the determination letter yet. This was the same place that the chamber was in. Chamber was in a couple of months ago, but they received their final, they're getting their determination letter. So we think anytime it will come. All required tax documents are up to date. The forms have been filed to have the status reinstated. States I have requested the IRS to expedite the request. So we appreciate what you guys do. I will say that. At least the folks doing the funeral, you guys do a nice job for that. Also, the search and rescue, always available. We appreciate it. So we'll get through this and we'll get that determination. Any questions for the rescue squad? I have them here.
What it averages out, we're about 2 months behind is what they said. And then the chamber turned their thing. So it should be turning posted.
And H&R Block was helping you as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, this year, I think there was what, 25,000 was a donation?
Yes.
And that, the paperwork was still not even submitted to the IRS, I think, and that check was that amount was dispersed, right, Keith?
Yes. For a huge public benefit for our county.
It was submitted at that time, was it not, Michael? Dana?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
My point is it could be submitted, but not until you get that approval from the IRS do you actually have it. So the county dispersed the money, what I'm saying, without, them being, basically in accordance with 59109.
Yeah.
So basically the same amount you did last year.
Yes.
Yeah. You got enough room up there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I'm picking. Oh. You got actually you got how many vehicles in operation? Got a couple of utility trucks.
Yeah.
We've got the Hummer we're building. We actually got a drone.
Do you?
Two of us have to get our license before we can even deploy it. So we're waiting to do it. It's gonna be beneficiary to us and other departments too.
We have our rehab truck that we go out, help the fire department.
We have our traffic control vehicles, so when we have to shut the top of the mountain down and the bottom of the mountain, you have to have a certain amount of lights on there for safety precaution. We have our boat for water rescue.
Side by side for search and rescue.
All I know is you guys do a fantastic job.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
We appreciate
You,
it.
you even have bingo up there every once in a while.
We do
don't
have
you?
bingo.
If it's storms, we deploy a shelter, set up a shelter and work with all the fire departments where they can bring people out of their community to one location.
How many times do you have to go to the hang gliders?
Believe it or not, the hang glider's not
I
bad.
thought it was pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, knock on wood. We don't want to go there, do we?
Usually down like fire department, they've got a rope team. They'll take care of that if they're in a tree or something. We'll help get them out from the bottom to down the parts in the tree.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Peggy, come on up. Lewis Chapel. Peggy, after reviewing, it looks like everything's in order. How many volunteers do you currently have?
I've got 10 volunteers, but only 6 are certified.
Okay. Appreciate what you do out there.
Thank you.
No paychecks, really big, isn't it? Anything you want to say? Any questions for Peggy?
You left your request. How much you want? What's your wish list?
I've got 29.
Okay.
That was in his budget, I saw that. So 30,000 is what we paid
Okay.
last year. Rescue's got about 25. Fire department's got 30 right now.
Correct. All right. I got no more questions for you.
Thank you, Miss Peggy.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Good job.
Cagle Fire Department. J. Mack, who's coming to you?
Well, I thought Mr. Paul was gonna be here today, but I guess he won't, so I can handle it.
All right.
Guess I can do it. You should have all of our paperwork for this already in hand. Steve, you should have last year's comptroller's report that was duly filed, and also proof of filing for this year's 501c3 charitable,
I saw it.
and a copy of our proposed budget, which is $140,800. And that's what we've determined that it costs basically to properly run a fire department to standards. So we're asking for $3.5 million to bring us up to date.
We'll take that into consideration.
No.
No worries, reallocate, never mind.
Hmm.
She also doing Fredonia too.
What we got left is, any questions for Jay Mack? Nope, let's move on to Fredonia. And you got Lone Oak left, right? Go ahead, Brian.
Not much to say. As you can see, what I'm asking for.
All your paperwork's in place?
All it is.
Yeah.
I have not filed my 990 this year because I go by fiscal year from June the 30th to July the 1st, so it's not time yet.
Okay.
But I did file last year. That statement's in there. My paper showing when I was established is in there. And like on my, wherever that request paper is, it's whatever the commission deems fit for us to have. We will survive. Well, I mean, I'll do it if you want to. But
So you want a couple million, you want a few million too?
I'll take it. I'll say like everybody else, the fuel, if you run any kind of cost, the fuel charge is gonna kill you.
Yeah.
The pump test every year is gonna kill you. Keeping the water in the tank above freezing, it's another expense. It's on and on. We purchased a new brush truck. The department deemed it necessary that we needed a second brush truck for our area because that is the majority of the calls we make. We had $35,000+ in that after it was completed.
Quick question. When you have a forest fire.
Yes, sir.
State comes out.
Yes, sir.
They don't, and of course your group's there too.
Yes, sir.
There's no reimbursement or anything from the state to it.
No, sir.
Well,
No, sir. When basically what any volunteer fire department does on a wildland fire is we protect the residents of the homes and structures.
okay.
It is Tennessee Wildlife Division's responsibility to protect them. Forest.
Okay.
Now, if it's a simple fire, yes, we will go. If it's a small one, we'll go out in the woods and contain it. And try to
Side
put
of the
it
road or
out. Yes, sir.
whatever. Okay. I was just curious. I thought maybe they'd send you a big check every year.
No. They do have a grant we can apply for, and
Based on the number of.
and now instead of it being money-wise, it's equipment.
Oh, okay.
Whatever they deem equipment-wise that year, that's what they hand out.
It's not surplus from them.
No.
I'm just curious.
Chief Mitchell, next.
Chief Mitchell, Lone Oak. Come on up. Yep, there's.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Eric Mitchell from Lone Oak Volunteer Fire Department. I think we've got all of our paperwork. We are current with the Office of Commerce and Insurance as a recognized fire department in the state. We have our 990 and our W-9, and I know our comptroller's information is up to date because we received a VFEE grant this year. You couldn't receive a VFEE grant if you weren't current in all your filings. So we are current with that. As all the fire departments in the county, we are county departments were, our funding comes from what you give us at the county and then all by donations. We are currently in a fundraiser to replace our 1991 engine with a new engine to us. So as soon as we reach our goal, we've already started looking for an engine, but one of the things that's happened in the fire service over the last, since COVID, everything since COVID, fire apparatus manufacturers, one, raised the price of apparatus ridiculously, and the lead times for departments is out. I can speak from where I retired from in Illinois. They just ordered a new ladder, and it's a 46-month delivery at 2.8 million for that truck. Their prices have gone up, so what's happened to the used market is a lot of departments are looking at these used apparatus dealers now to make stop gaps when they have apparatus that fail for some reason. So they're going like Brindley Mountain in Alabama. They're selling them left and right. And what they've figured out, not saying them particularly, but what the used market's done is supply and demand. You know, the used market for apparatus has gone up too. So we're fundraising for that. The money that we get from the county, the donation, is used for basic operation of the fire department. Fuel, truck maintenance, the other chiefs have already talked about. You know, we just finished our annual pump maintenance or pump testing, and the maintenance that was needed, identified on the engine, you know, was about right at $1,700. Need repairs, you know, the older things get, we all know, the more they cost to maintain them.
Yep.
Unfortunately, but other things too, SCBA testing, training. We talked earlier about our, you know, we're a data-driven society, and the records management system, I thought, from my perspective, was much needed because it makes it easier for me to present you data if you ask for it on what we're doing. Our department, we actually run EMS calls, first response EMS. We're about 66% of those calls. And, you know, we're lucky enough to have a great relationship with Puckett EMS. And, you know, it's a good service. It's a good offering to the citizens in our district. Like I said, fundraisers, we do a lot of fundraising during the 127 yard sale. We just did a cookout, which is a great fundraiser. But throughout the fundraisers last year, we projected we were going to make $20,000, fell a little short of that. It was actually $12,834 for the year. But still, it's a good year. And I think, you know, no different than any other fire department. We were lucky enough in the last 2 years to receive VFEET grants, which we were able to purchase equipment and some more turnout gear and a few more air packs. This year was the same thing. As grants come up, we just applied for the State Farm Firefighter Safety Grant. The only problem with that is they give away 150 nationwide. So, you know, that's tight. Firehouse Subs Grant. I was 2 weeks ago, I was in Gatlinburg I sit on the board of Tennessee Fire Chiefs. The Assistance to Firefighters Grant, the federal grants are supposed to be coming out. The guidance is supposed to come out this month. Heard that in April also, but we're counting on the federal government to open that grant cycle up, so we'll be applying for that too.
VFEED, is that an acronym for something?
Yes, it's Volunteer Equipment and Training. It's through the Department of Commerce and Insurance.
Sure.
For years, the governor, in the governor's budget, he budgeted $10 million statewide. Last year, he budgeted $20 million statewide. Actually, I don't believe everybody that put in an application got a grant, because some people, there were some administrative issues, but most people got a portion of what they asked for. What we received this year is about 3/4 of what we actually asked for.
Right.
And next year, there's actually $26 million, $20 million for volunteer fire departments, $5 million for rescue squads, and $1 million is set aside for departments that do another type of grant. Maybe it's an assistance to firefighter grant, a federal grant. It is to pay their match on that federal grant. That's what that $1 million is earmarked for. We'll see how far that goes. They don't grant many apparatus in that. But anyway.
Question I had, of course, I know basically all of our volunteer fire departments are mutual aid. You get some support off of Walden over there? or not?
We use Walden and Signal Mountain for mutual
Quite a
aid.
bit, okay,
Yeah, structure fires, especially brush fires.
okay.
Yeah, it's, so we use them. We also, like the last one, Dunlap came up to the one we had out in Grandview. So, the mutual aid system, I can speak a little bit about that. I'm the director of the state mutual aid system, so, and also president of Tri-State Mutual Aid, so mutual aid's
I
my
asked the
thing.
right questions, what you're trying to tell me.
But yeah, I mean, mutual aid's alive and well and healthy for all the departments around us.
How many certified folks you got now, Chief?
Certified, actual certified, we just actually put another one on, another certified firefighter. So we're up to 9 certified firefighters, 27 total members, and we just had 2 more complete their basic firefighting course. So we're moving in the right direction. And I'd like to say 3 of the ones we just put on are young, because I'm not gonna be doing this forever.
That eliminates Tommy Johnson now. I know that.
No, he's out there doing it.
Well,
He was out there on the
young
brush
part.
fire. Yeah, the young part. Like every other fire department, recruitment's hard because of the mandates set for firefighters now, training mandates and everything. You know, and it's just hard.
Especially for volunteers, have to work for a living. When do you go get your 62-hour training?
Exactly. It's hard. And, you know, everybody does the best they can.
Thank you.
Anything else for Chief Mitchell?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Is that all that's here? Yeah. We didn't ask Dunlap to come up.
Well, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. They're a municipality, so.
All right. So, do we have a copy of solid waste 116 debt service? We'll take a quick look at it.
Oh, okay.
Take one down and pass it around.
That's what I'm doing.
This is still straight up expenditures.
It's just expenditures, yes, no revenue. Does everybody have
Is there
one?
enough gone?
Yeah.
There you go.
2, 3. Tom has none. Want one? You don't have one?
We have one more.
Need page 1.
I think we need something else, don't we?
Oh, page 1.
Yeah, page 1.
Yeah, we need page 1 now.
Yeah, I got page 3, 4.
I got
Yeah,
page
they're not gonna be in order because there's no
Oh, okay.
revenues. It's gonna start with page 3. Page 1 and 2 are revenues. I didn't put them in there. It's all zero.
We just have to.
Oh, it's drug control.
It should start with sanitation education, 116-55-720. Should be your first expenditure.
What about
So,
I don't know, Brian, what you have. That's debt service. There should be 4 pages total.
Yeah.
There should be 2 sanitation, 1 drug fund, 1
only
debt
3, he
service.
has 4.
I got 2.
You got 2.
Here, give me whatever you've got back. Take this. I don't know what you did. Don't do it again.
So do you have more, Brenda?
How many do we need? There should be 4 pages total. 2 of the first 2 should be sanitation. The third one should be drug fund, 122.
Oh,
And the 4th one should be debt service, 151.
151.
Do I have that?
I have a page 4. All 3, what is that? I got 2,
These are in the right order.
That's all.
Brian, you're killing me.
Thank you.
It'll go 3, 4, 2, 2.
Here's 3. I've
That's what I got, 3, 4, 2.
There's a
3, 4, 2, 2. That's exactly correct.
Yeah, I got
Here's 2.
I got
Not
2.
10-4, but
And you're not getting a purchase order either.
There's
I
not.
done got it.
Yeah,
No,
2
there's
2s.
not a
I
1.
gotta get the oil changed.
2 2s.
We got the 630.
Maybe the
It should have about 20 acres.
Yeah.
There is no 1.
There is no.
There is
You
no
want me to
1.
do you some?
There is no 1.
Starts with 3,
3, 4, 2, 2.
3, 4, 2, 2.
The
It's new math.
the
That's right, do
CVU, the state computer
Okay.
generated assessment's not complete. We don't have a number, so we don't know what revenues would be.
Somebody should be missing a debt service. I don't know who. If somebody gets the debt
Probably
service and they
Brian.
don't have it, it's probably Brian.
Service, do you?
Yeah, I've got all.
I've got it.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so solid waste, let's move on.
All right, solid waste starts with 55,720, which is your litter grant contract, which is completely refundable through the state. One exception this year, the Social Security, retirement, medical insurance, any benefit, the grant will not carry it. But because the payroll follows wherever the grant is coming from, I have to account for it in this fund. So of that 51,150, only 44,200 of it is reimbursable. Anything that is benefit, Social Security, retirement, medical insurance, unemployment, Medicare is not refundable. The grant will not pay it.
Do these numbers reflect the 5%?
Yes. Except for me, I didn't give me a raise. Other than that, everything is identical to last year. The grant is still 44,200. It's up to 51,150 because the benefits are in as expenditures.
Okay.
Questions on that one? No? Okay, next one is waste pickup. Yes, everything that is a payroll is reflected at 5%, just like 101 was. I think the only, let's see, did we have any huge increases there, Keith? I don't think so. Let me look at last year's.
You're adding a truck.
You doing
I
that
think
on
the other equipment, we're actually down 100,000. We were at 4, we're only at 3 this year. We did put additional in for motor vehicles for the truck we're supposed to get this year.
Other equipment's it's for a truck.
300.
Yes, but it was at 400 last year. We're down to 300.
It also reflects your pay increase.
Yes, there is a 5% pay increase. All right. 55,732 is convenience centers, again reflecting a 5% pay increase for all the attendants. I don't.
There's how many convenience centers? 8?
5.
5.
We'll ask a question, are the cameras up and running out in the Cagle Mountain?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, okay.
We're working okay. Maybe by the end of this month.
Oh, okay.
Landfill operations and maintenance.
Yeah, the contracts with private agencies and the landfills.
That's post-closure. That's
Post-closure's down in the next one to
Yeah.
Bloodsoe. That's the same as it was last year, 19.5.
that's the Bloodsoe one. Right?
Yes. That's your post-closure care costs.
And all that goes to where?
Bloodsoe County.
Oh, that's okay, okay. I was fixing to say Dayton.
Bloodsoe.
No, your post-closure, that's on we're paying for it's closed. The others is
Where we haul it.
where we haul it, yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Questions? Any questions on any of that?
No.
No? No questions?
No questions.
Let's get through this. How
You
long have I got?
You got 8 minutes.
I got 8 minutes, okay. Next page is drug fund. I went over that with the sheriff this morning. The only big increase he is asking for, he had budgeted 27,000 in motor vehicles last year. He did not get one. So he is planning on getting 2 new used cars this next year. So he put 45,000 in his motor vehicle line. And he did add a 320 dues and memberships fee to pay the drug fund due out of the correct budget. Those are the 2 big increases.
So we had 2,000 to dues and membership.
Mm-hmm. And 45,000 in his
45
motor
for
vehicle.
Motor vehicle, okay.
Up from 27,000, but the 27,000 this year was not spent. It's still unspent in the budget.
Okay. All right.
Questions on that one?
Debt service.
Debt service, the last one, we just got the principal for the jail this morning. It was $288. So I upped the principal to $300. It's usually going up about $7,000 to $8,000 a year, so I'm expecting it to be in the $295, $296 range next year. That did, this payment that I just put in today did put our outstanding debt on the jail to under $2 million. We're at $1,921,000. Everything else, I
So
think.
while we're at this point, he's talking about the debt service, we're at a point, our principal payment this year is $288. $288. We certainly have the fund balance in debt service to pay additional monies. You know, and it's something to think about for the 8th, the meeting on the 8th, if you guys want to entertain. Paying an additional $200,000 or $250,000 on that principal, that certainly, you know, was something we can afford out of our fund balance that we currently enjoy in debt service at this point. So, you know, talk about spending smartly, I think that would be wise. We're at 2.7%. It's our interest rate right now. So
0.73 last month. It's variable, but it runs between 2.6 and 2.7 usually.
so it's something to think about.
All right. Any questions? I know we're getting pressed to go up to time. I mean, we've got 15 minutes before the county commission meeting starts.
Let's do this. Linda, we have some stuff we need to cover, do we not, in the opioid abatement? You've got some
Yeah, we've got
recommendations.
two grants
Let's
that,
come back with the helping hands. Let's just jump to your,
yeah, so we've got 2 grants at the committee. We had another grant application period. We've reviewed, we had 2 applications submitted, one from Champion Recovery Community. I included the application to provide you more information. So you've had a chance hopefully to review it before this meeting. And this is something that's already operating in the county. It's specific for women right now. We definitely have a gap in women's services. This is to try to help people in recovery. It's been operating at a small scale with a great impact, but with mainly with the goodwill of the community coming in. What they'd like to do, because the need is definitely there, is expand, and that's what this grant money would provide. It's a total of $6,000 per year.
And that's for Champion.
Champion Recovery. So I'd like the committee to consider forwarding this on to the commission for approval.
Do you need a motion?
So we need a motion.
Tom?
If so, so moved.
So I got a motion from Tom.
Second. If you need it.
Yep. From Brian. So this is $6,000 from the opioid committee to Champion,
Right, not to exceed 6,000
not to exceed 6,000.
for a year.
Any other discussions or questions on this one?
So like the next step in this, just to remind everybody, would be we have a provider agreement, basically a contract, and that would be the next step, is to, basically, we have a template for that. We just take this application, a lot of it's cut and pasted in there, the statement of work, things like that.
So do you need this take before the full commission, or will the opioid committee bring that to the full commission? I'm out of
The
budget.
contract, the provider agreement, or the budget? The 6,000,
Mm-hmm.
I need it to come in front of the full commission, needs to approve it, otherwise
Okay.
we can't go forward.
So the motion from this, so I can understand, the motion from this committee will be to approve the $6,000 for Champion.
And for the county to execute a provider agreement with Champion Recovery.
Okay.
That's my motion.
So I understand, Linda, we're not to the point yet of giving them the $6,000? Not yet?
Well, not until the contract is
Execute
signed.
provider agreement.
Right.
And then you'll provide me with the provider agreement, and then we can move forward with that? Okay.
And that's when Keith signs it, then it's,
Okay.
they sign it. When we have a fully executed provider agreement,
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
All right, I've got that clear. Any other questions on this one? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right. That's Champion.
Yep, so the second one was for an organization called Smarketing. They are a for-profit organization out of Knoxville. We had requests, this is for a public education and awareness campaign. We had already, put out 2 grant applications asking for this service, 2 previous grant application periods, and nobody responded. We're pretty convinced, and I think Keith, you are too, that it doesn't exist, or this capability doesn't exist in the county. So this organization, Smarketing, is already well over a year into Marion County's program. Marion Matters is what their program is called, and they're having great results from this particular organization. So we'd like to go ahead and move. They do it, it's a little different than not-profit, buying services basically, is they will come in and they'll, sit down with us, look to understand what our issues are in the county, things like stigmatism. We have, and that's common through a lot of counties. We have a stigmatism with this particular area. So, we'll kind of put the requirements down with them. They'll devise a strategy, and then they'll implement it. It involves setting up a website, a centralized hub where, the communications are under this one hub, go out to the county, could include radio advertising. I mean, all that is to be discussed as we move forward. So it's really a stepwise process. The amount that would be not to exceed $23,650 for a year. We may not spend that because we also measure the impact as we go in each stage. And if things aren't needed, if they're not working, then we just move on.
So we'll also need a motion in the second.
Motion is second.
Out of this committee to authorize
Not to exceed,
Smarketing not to exceed $23,650.
and
Do you
to,
need agreement with them as well?
yes.
I'll
And
make
then,
a motion with the same language as the prior.
yeah, and also to,
recommendation.
move forward to put a provider agreement in place.
Yep. Motion to approve
Brown
up
will-
to,
Not to exceed
or not to exceed?
$23,650.
One quick question, that for this year or next year's budget?
Part of it will be, depending on when we get the contract in place, it'll be partially, it could be partially in this year's and then the rest of it next year.
Okay.
Did I hear a second from someone?
Yeah,
Brian Walker.
Brian.
Fine. We're fine. We have plenty budgeted either way.
Yeah.
So the motion is to approve and not to exceed $23,650 for S Marketing. Provided how did we word that other one? a user agreement in place?
Provider agreement.
Provider agreement. In place. Okay. All right. I've got a motion and a second to approve this and move forward. Any other questions or comments? There being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right. That's the 2 items that we have to take action on, correct? At this moment. And I know you want to get to advanced discussion.
Well, I think we can do part of it. I mean, so let me just set the table. So Helping Hands was a previous provider agreement that we had in place. The commission approved $75,338 to set up a recovery house. It was something that, if you remember the conversation about this and the recommendation, it was very high risk. The county had not done this before. There actually was, we were setting precedent across the state doing this. It required a different structured provider agreement, which we worked with CPAS Legal and also our advisors up in Nashville, the SMART team, to restructure a provider agreement that would be more performance-based and have performance requirements and then also strict requirements on how the money would be accounted for. So there was, that was completed. The contract was signed. It was fully executed January 12th of this year. With the first quarter report, we require quarterly reports due on the 13th of April this year. The report was not submitted on the 13th. The county reached out and advised the organization, and a report was submitted on the 15th with no basically supporting documentation for how the money was spent. The county executive asked that organization to provide basically what was in the contract. It was spelled out for every budget line item, what had to be provided, what had to be tracked, and how it had to be tracked at a meeting scheduled for May 4th. That meeting was conducted, and some receipts and some, whatever information we were given, we mapped it against the contract, and there are still many things that could not be accounted for how the money was spent. Since then, I guess the county executive gave me another packet Friday, and we still have to meet to go through that and see what is still outstanding after that review. What I'm asking for this evening, though, the remainder, we allocated $22,172 of that $75,338 for the first quarter. They did not meet the requirements, the performance requirements that were required to advance to the second quarter and receive the rest of the funding. So I'm asking that the balance of that, quarters 2, 3, and 4 funding, $53,166, be returned back to the opioid account.
We need.
So the balance of 53 be returned of the 70.
Of the 70, the total that we gave, that the commission authorized, yeah.
That's a transfer.
Honestly, it doesn't need to be a transfer
not a
at this
transfer.
point. It doesn't need to be, because we budgeted up front $100,000. There's still that much money left in there. Anything left at the end of the year is gonna go
Right.
back into fund balance anyway. What we need to do then is make sure that that additional money is in the new year's budget to
Right.
be spent.
Okay.
And then some of that money will be spent when we
Yep.
put the provider agreements in place for the other two.
So some may be this year, some may
Yeah.
be next year, but we have plenty budgeted either way.
I'm just
so
trying to
we
make
really
sure
don't
that
need
we
to
don't
make a
lose sight of
transfer.
that 53,166.
Yep.
And we still need to reconcile with the state what they said we got against what we think we have.
Does this need a motion?
No.
No,
Okay.
it shouldn't need a motion.
Perfect.
I don't
No
think we need
transfer, I
to do a
don't think
transfer
so.
on this.
There's no transfer.
There's no action.
Not at this point.
Right, no action.
Sounds reasonable.
Appreciate it, Linda.
Yep.
Anything else? Guys, we're going to go into county commission meeting in 3 minutes. Adjourn.